Section 4. Logistics. Upon completing this section, you should understand the basic logistics environment in Southeast Asia, the characteristics of local distribution, and some of the available logistics strategies to help ensure the success of your marketing strategies. Logistics strategies that are successful in the U.S. may not be feasible in Southeast Asia. The market media and distribution channels that are readily available at home may create trouble for you. Business success in Southeast Asia depends on having the right logistics strategy. This strategy should reflect the diversity of the region and its stage of industrial development. While it takes a long time and huge effort for a single country to meet logistics requirements in the 21st century, a group of nations such as those in ASEAN may need more coordination to develop a regional integrated logistics system. In this section, you will learn about transportation network integration, characteristics of logistics in Southeast Asia, and logistics strategies in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asian countries have taken various steps to integrate the regional economy. ASEAN was established to help member countries build a single market where people, goods, and capital can move freely across borders. In order to achieve efficiency in those movements, a complete and integrated transportation and communication system is the key to success. The major areas of transportation integration include constructing highway and railway networks, developing land bridges to connect adjoining regions, forging agreements on transportation cooperation, and changing domestic laws and regulations to accommodate the regional integration. As part of these efforts, the ASEAN Transport Minister Meeting is held each year to coordinate the logistics development in member countries. Although all ASEAN countries need to improve their infrastructure, some of the newer members, such as Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, referred to as the CLMV countries, lack sufficient economic resources to develop the infrastructure needed to promote regional harmonization. This is one of the greatest challenges for ASEAN. In 2000, ASEAN launched the IAI program to narrow the gap between newer and older members. This program includes transportation and telecommunication infrastructure development, which will enable CLMV countries to catch up with older members. As part of the integration, ASEAN also seeks help and investment from China and Japan. The transportation cooperation is often referred to as ATM plus China and ATM plus Japan, respectively. The first characteristic of logistics in the ASEAN region is the prevalence of the primacy phenomenon, where there is only one very large city in a country. Examples of such primacy include Metro Manila in the Philippines, Phnom Penh in Cambodia, and Bangkok in Thailand. On the one hand, primacy may help multinational companies to focus on the metropolitan areas, where logistics facilities and service are better than in rural areas. On the other hand, multinationals may have to seek creative methods to meet their logistics and marketing requirements in rural areas, which may increase their costs of doing business. The second characteristic is the concentration of distribution power among local Chinese business people. Traditionally, the Chinese have dominated export-import, wholesale, and retail channels. These distribution businesses, like other businesses in Southeast Asia, are based on flexible, informal, highly resilient networks. Guanxi is one of the most important concepts in building business relationships for multinational companies. Guanxi is a relationship in the Chinese business world that is very close and trusting. Business people use Guanxi to make better relationships. They also use the Guanxi network to find business partners and suppliers, create new business, and generate new clients from the closeness of the relationship. Western business people often prefer professional referrals and legal contracts. Unfortunately, this is not in line with the local business environment. Therefore, in choosing logistics strategies, managers of multinational companies should consider the market power of Chinese channels and any potential conflicts with cooperation. When considering the geographical diversity and infrastructure development in Southeast Asia, the process of selecting a suitable logistics strategy becomes quite complicated. Nonetheless, countries in this region have taken substantial steps to improve their logistics service, which may provide reasons for some multinationals to keep a presence in this region. In theory, one might build one's own logistics service by buying out local assets. However, as discussed before, Chinese channels dominate. Buying assets and running them in the traditional way may not improve success in this area. A better approach is to introduce better supply chain management and advanced technology in order to compete with local Chinese channels. Another alternative is to form strategic alliances with other multinationals that have established distribution channels in local areas. By now, you should have a brief understanding of the logistics environment in Southeast Asia and know how to examine the distribution market from different angles that may influence your choice of marketing strategies.